Hello, my name is Nadine and welcome to Hop Along Studio. So January 1st, just around the corner, I wanted to talk about the idea of New Year's resolutions and realistic goal setting. Realistic goal setting is something that I don't think is mentioned often enough when we talk about New Year's resolutions. They say that on average about 80% of people break their New Year's resolutions within the first month, and most people don't accomplish them at all by the end of the year. So what is it about New Year's resolutions that makes it so hard for people to follow through and to accomplish them? I think a lot of it has to do with not actually setting specific or measurable goals. It's so easy to say, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. But it doesn't actually give you an action plan of like, well, how are you actually going to meet that goal? And so often New Year's resolutions they're almost done in a flippant manner instead of a very thoughtful manner about what do I want for this year. I think January is a great time to do some goal setting because you have your full calendar year to see what you want to do and how you're going to accomplish it, and it gives you kind of that space and time. And I really like the reset of January to be able to have some ideas and have some goal setting. So last year I was following a free webinar and it was talking about the idea of goal setting, and I had a moment of realization that goal setting does not have to be an anxiety causing or a very discouraging practice. It can actually be something that can be really helpful and can help you live the life that you've always wanted. In goal setting, it's very important that you set passion goals. It's easy to say, oh, I'll do this goal, but if it doesn't actually mean anything to you, or if it's something that somebody else wants you to do, it's not going to stick. Like, it needs to be something that you really do want for yourself, whether or not that's something like losing weight. Maybe it's a relationship you would like to work on throughout the year. Maybe it's something at your work that you would like to really accomplish that year. Whatever the case, it needs to be something that's important to you and that you'll be able to put your passion and your time in and you see as a priority enough to be able to actually try to accomplish it throughout the year. It's important with realistic goal settings that our actual goals are based in reality and in our personal situation. It's easy to say, well, I'm going to set a goal where I'm going to visit this person from my family every Saturday morning. But maybe you have children or you have other commitments that usually fall on that Saturday morning and you're not able to always do it. So by actually setting yourself up in a goal that you know you're already not going to be able to complete, that's an unrealistic goal. That's not something that you're going to really be able to accomplish. But maybe your stretch goal for the year is I want to visit that person once a month. Instead of it being something that brings discouragement, it is something you can fit around your personal situation so you're actually able to accomplish it. One of the things that I use for realistic goal setting is the SMART goals framework. This is something that I had to use a lot in the corporate world, and it actually works really well for doing personal goals. It's the idea that every goal needs to be SMART, and that means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And the importance of this criteria is that every goal needs to meet all 5 of those criteria. So there has to be a time limit to it. There needs to be very specific parts to it. It has to be somewhat achievable. By actually using this framework, it helps you to move past, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in a year, to like, I am going to make sure that I work out 3 times a week for 30 minutes at a time. I watch my calories. I drink lots of water. Things like that, where you can actually start breaking your goals down into how you're going to actually achieve them instead of, oh, I just want to lose weight. And I know for me that's a big struggle, is the whole losing weight situation, because again, we all want to do it, but like, how do we put it in a way that we can actually meet it and doesn't become so daunting or so impossible that we don't actually get to it? And it's really important that goals are not punishment. My experience in the corporate world was goals were used as punishment. I mean, it sounds strange, but I often was in a place where I would have to have 30 goals in a year. I would have to have an outline for why I was going to meet them. And if I did not meet them, it was usually used as a goal to remind me for the next following year about what I didn't meet. And also my bonuses were attached to them. So anything that I did meet, I would need to have a huge amount of backup proving that I had done that goal. So my goal setting for work was more than 20 pages long for me to be able to justify why I deserve my bonus and why I had been working hard that year. And that doesn't come from a place of responsibility, and it comes from a place of control. So coming from there, I've really looked at goal setting as being a really negative thing, but now that I've gotten some space from it, I've realized it doesn't have to be a negative thing, and used wisely and used in the right context, it can be extremely helpful for us. So for myself, I only set a few goals every year. I usually try to make it between 7 and 10 goals. And I even feel like that can sometimes be a lot. For some people, 1 or 2 goals might be all they need in a year of something that they want to accomplish. And by limiting the goals and being able to focus on those goals and having passion for those goals, instead of it being overwhelming and discouraging and almost be seen with guilt and punishment attached to it, it can be seen as a very positive thing. It's also important that as your year goes on, you review your goals. Without reviewing your goals, it's easy for them to fall off kind of a mental radar of actually being important things that is something that you want to accomplish in your life. So by having regular review of your goals and what you have and have not accomplished, it is very helpful for being able to keep track to see what you've done and what you haven't done in a year. And throughout this coming year, I am actually going to be doing a video every quarter, talk about how I've met my goals and what I have done so far in my goals to keep me accountable and to maybe be an encouragement to you as you are trying to figure out how you're going to fit that goal setting into your personal life. As well, I have linked below to a free printable that I have put on my website that I am using for my own personal goal setting. I was hoping that you would be able to use this form, that it could be really helpful for you for being able to set some good SMART goals this year and be able to help you maybe be able to stick with it as the year goes on. And it's important as the year goes on, and something that I have done this winter was to review my goals and look at the unexpected outcomes. It's easy to go, well, I did or did not meet a goal, but it's also important to look at, well, I maybe got these 3 criteria of that goal completed. I didn't get these other couple things completed, but I also accomplished these 3 things related to that goal that I didn't think of at the time, but have been actually very valuable for that goal. So it's realizing that these goals are not meant to be something that they have to always be perfect and they have to always be complete, but that it can be something that you are striving for and realizing, like, I didn't meet this and this, but I did accomplish this and that learning was very valuable. And I am so happy that I tried this goal because I learned something more valuable about myself through the experience. I hope you have found this video useful. If you have, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the freebie from my website at www.hopalongstudio.com. I hope that will be very useful for your goal setting. And please feel free to comment below if you have some questions about goal setting or if you have some comments about what you're doing for your goal setting this year. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next time.